Hello and good evening and welcome to a special program on NewsX brought to you by 1xBet. In the 11th match of the 2023 ODI World Cup, today New Zealand faced off against Bangladesh, yes, our neighbours, at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai. New Zealand won the toss and chose to field first. Opening the innings for Bangladesh were Mohammedullah Hassan and Taskin Ahmed. Earlier, New Zealand captain Kane Williamson returned to the team for his first match and he decided to bowl first after winning the toss. The Kiwis have won their first two matches while Bangladesh started their World Cup campaign with a victory over Afghanistan but lost to defending champion England. Bangladesh made a change, bringing in Mohammedullah for Mehdi Hassan. Bangladesh's innings got off to a shaky start as Liton Das was dismissed by Trent Boult. On the very first ball of the innings, this triggered a mini collapse of sorts where Bangladesh lost 4 of their wickets for just 67 runs. Tanjeed Hassan, Tamim scored 16, Mehdi Hassan, Miraj contributed 30 and Nazmul Hassan Shanto added 7 runs before getting out. Captain Shakibul Hassan and Mushfiqur Rahim then took charge, forming a 50 partnership and pushing the team's score in the 100-run as Shakib was dismissed after the score of 40 runs, ending their 96 runs partnership. Mushfiqur Rahim reached 66 runs before being bowled out by Matt Henry. Immediately following this, Tohad Hridoy was caught by Mitchell Santner off Boult's delivery, allowing Boult to achieve his target. Remember, we said Boult was 2 wickets away from his 200th victim, and that's what he's managed to get it. That was the milestone alert. Well, joining me are 3 important guests. 1 from Bulawayo, 2 from studios. But first, let's go to Christopher Mufufu from Bulawayo and let me ask him. Chris, if you can hear us, are you happy as a fast bowler the way things happened today? Wicket of the first ball.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a lot. As a fast bowler, getting the first one early, he just opens the door for the whole game. And yeah, just seeing how these New Zealand seamers have bowled, it's been absolutely tremendous and good to see that the experience that they have just came to the party.
Everybody seems to be coming to the party when it's a fast bowler bowling line and length. Are you happy with the way they contained the batters from Bangladesh and they restricted? It was like a python who just tries to just quietly and quickly, take down their opponents. Do you think? Yeah.
I'm definitely happy with what I saw with New Zealand. Even when Bangladesh had a little bit of partnership between the captain and Mushfiqur Rahim, they just kept on pressing on, and you could tell that they are a team that never say die. They just keep squeezing whenever they get an opportunity. They never relax until they've got that last wicket, and it did show today that they are definitely one of the contenders when it comes to this World Cup.
Well, absolutely. That's an important thing. Tasmin, you've been watching this game very closely. What's the update, and just take us through the first 5 wickets and the first 25 overs of the game.
So currently Bangladesh are 244 for the loss of 9 wickets. They've got 1 ball, 245 now. They've got 1 ball left to go in this innings. I guess my prediction of 250 around there was definitely spot on. Brilliant bowling from the fast bowlers up front. And I definitely believe, like we said this morning, that in this contest you take early wickets up front in the power play because batters are looking to capitalize on the field being closed up. They're looking to go over the mid-off earlier on if they can get it going over the covers. And it will create chances if you are bowling the right channels. Definitely a difference for me. The shorter ball, we've seen the shorter ball work a lot better here today for the Kiwis versus as it did yesterday. So well bowled to Trent Boult from me, definitely Matt Henry as well up front. But I want to talk about Lockie Ferguson. No one's talking about Lockie Ferguson.
But not right now. Let's talk about the first 25 overs and also get Dave in. Dave, what is your understanding of the game?
It was absolutely New Zealand right on top of Bangladesh from the word go. The very fact that they got a wicket without a run being put on the board, and then soon after the score was 56 for 3, and then they lost another wicket, and finally that 96-run vital stand came between Shakib, the captain, and the most informed batsman of the game today. That kind of resuscitated the innings a little bit. But having said that, I still think that they have put 245 for the loss of 9 wickets on the board, assisted ably towards down the order by the legendary Mehmudullah, who's an icon of the Bangladesh cricket. That might just be a tricky total, if not a very convincing one.
Absolutely. Tasmin, are you convinced with the number of runs put on the board? Because at one stage, even crossing 200 looked a challenge. Your views quickly, and then we'll get in to Christopher.
I personally do not think it's enough. For a start, we know the power that New Zealand is carrying and packing. Obviously, Kane Williamson back in the squad today as well. So they do have a deeper batting lineup that they have set up for the day today. And I think once they're patient enough and see off the spinners, keep rotating the strike, it's not a mammoth of a total.
Chris, it's a bowler's game usually, this particular track. If you were the coach, and if you were to give them 2 advices here on this particular thing, what were those 2 things you would go and tell the dressing room right now?
Definitely, yes, it's not a big total that you will be looking for in terms of how the standard has gone in the World Cup. But for me, I'll say they have something to bowl it. And I still believe that if they are going to win this game, the person that can bring a lot of difference in this game, for me, it will be definitely the captain, Shakib Al Hassan. For me, he's the trump card. If they manage to get, he's been with their seamers. If Taskin also comes to the party this early with the new ball, like we say, you dent the top order, it brings a bit of panic. Yes, it's not a big score, but still, it's actually a score that you can still say it's game on. So, but like we said, at the end of the day, I think New Zealand are playing good cricket. I still believe they're the ones that will come at the top, but you never know. This game of cricket, it can turn around in any second. If Bangladesh manages to take early wickets, definitely it's game on. So it will determine on those first 10 wickets to 15 wicket, 10 overs to 15 overs on how the game is set up. But I still give New Zealand that they'll go through this one.
Well, Kane Williamson is back. How is the morale, or how do you think the morale of the team is when you get your star batter, even a bigger skipper coming back into the team after missing out on 2 ODIs? How would be the mood there? Chris, that's for you.
Yeah, I think he is one person that they really respect as a team, not only as New Zealand team, but just the whole as a country. Is that person that even when he came back from injury, they don't say a lot. He just comes back, he takes his position of being a captain. So it actually brings a big boost to the team. For me, he's one of those guys that whenever he's in the change, he brings that presence, that a presence that can tell you straight away that we're going to win. They have so much belief in him. So being back in the team, I think it's giving them a big boost, and I believe he's a player that plays spin well. So today, he's one person that they will really look forward to him, finishing the game.
Tasmin, when you have a skipper, informed skipper coming in, when you have a team winning everything with great success and stamping their authority, and you have a small total, do you think their concentration will be diluted a bit, considering they're not chasing a 350 or a 400 run total? Your views?
No, to be honest, I think Kane Williamson, obviously he's got a depth of experience like Chris has said, but he is a player that's been around for a while. He is very experienced, and he will be taking charge of the boys, letting them know that it's not over until the last ball type of situation. He does have that big match temperament that he brings to the game as well.
Right.
So he will be telling them, no, regardless of the total, regardless of how well you think we've done thus far, we done bowling, set it aside, let's talk about batting, let's go through our processes, regardless of whatever total is on the board.
We will go to Dev Tyagi right now and understand the statistical delights that happened in today's match. Over to you, Dave.
The biggest being that one of the most incredible fast bowling fierce forces of our game, Trent Bolt, has reached his 200th ODI wicket, and I think it's a fascinating achievement, especially from a New Zealand context, because you have to understand that they don't really have Tim Southee as of now, and Loki Ferguson has registered his best bowling performance in a World Cup game against Bangladesh. He picked up a 3-for. We have to remember that he was also back in the 2019 World Cup. But I think one particular bowler who needs to maybe want to contribute a bit more is the genuine speedster Matt Henry. He has played the 2015 World Cup as well, the 50-over World Cup that is, then the 2019 and now the 2023 ODI World Cup, where it's just getting better and better for New Zealand.
Absolutely. It seems to me like, Chris, this is for you. It seems as if New Zealand has a fast bowling machine, a factory of fast bowlers, and they really bowl fast, accurate, and are the best products outside. Your views?
Yeah, it's always a great sight to see, and the feast that these great fast bowlers have done today are the New Zealand bowlers. For me, it's always a pleasure seeing these records being broken by a fast bowler. So I'm really happy for Trent, quite an amazing person, an amazing human being. So seeing all these things happening to fast bowlers, believe me, I'm on top of the moon. Yeah.
Just a quick question. Did you bat against Trent Bolt at any stage in your career? If yes, how was the experience?
Yeah, definitely. I played quite a few matches. Like I said, test matches in Bulawayo. Don't worry, I didn't score quite a lot. So it was one of those things. I was actually taken out by Daniel Vettori, the legend left-arm spinner. So it was quite a good challenge to have those guys around. Yeah.
Well, that was the stats given to me by my statistician, and he wanted to just take a dig at you and sledge you a bit. But coming back, Chris, do you think it's enough total for today's spin-friendly wicket? And consider, just understand, you have Bangladesh coached by one of the greatest fast bowler of all time, who's your next door neighbor. But at the same time, they've got the best spinning attack. Do you think they're going to trouble the New Zealand guys? Your views quickly.
I can't say trouble, but like I said early on, it is not a big total, but it is a total that you can bowl to.
Yes.
So like I said, I believe my game, if Bangladesh are to win this game, it is upon the captain, Shakib Al Hassan. Yes, Mehdi Hassan is a good off spinner, but the person that I really put my money on will be definitely the captain. And at the top of the order there, if Taskin Ahmed uses the new ball well, he's been bowling quite fast, he's been bowling quite well for Bangladesh lately. So he is another person that if he manages also to get 1 or 2 wickets, that top order, especially if you get Kane Williamson, he's a boost that if you get him out, you know that you're actually putting a game on it. But if they don't get those wickets early, I just see it going one-way traffic.
So from Taqseed Ahmed to Tasmin Granga, let's understand. Let's understand. Over to you, Tasmin. Just take us through the mind of the skipper when he's got to do the majority of the work. He has to bowl and get the wickets. He has to strategize the field. At the same time, go out and score. Do you think it takes too much of a toll, considering you've led your side on numerous occasions at the various time in the world? Just take us through what is the kind of pressure a skipper has in today's context?
Definitely. I think that's why most of the time you would definitely want one of your most experienced players carrying that title around on the field. But Shakib Al Hassan has been around for a while. Hey, he's a legend in the game alone on its own. I believe that he's got a great support system around him. Obviously, Mushfiq Rahim's also carried the title as well at some point in time. So I think he won't actually be going at it alone. Yes, majority decisions do belong to him and he has the final say, but he does have the ulterior input around him of everybody else. And this makes his job a lot easier because he gets the chance to be able to focus on what he's doing when he's bowling. He gets the chance to be able to focus on what he's doing when he's got the bat in hand. And a lot of the times it's very handy to have your second in charge being your wicket keeper because he has the ulterior view of the entire field.
Just tell us, how attacking would it be? What is the kind of field placement he would do? What is going inside the mind? Just take us through the strategy and consider yourself as the skipper of this top match. How would you do that in the first 10 overs? What is the field placement? What is the bowling changes? Just come on. Just take the challenge.
Definitely, seam bowlers starting up front. Maybe I wouldn't give them as many as 5 overs each apiece down to the seamers because you are attacking. You are looking for an early breakthrough, maybe up front in the power play.
Right.
But it's going to depend on how the seamers go. Definitely a slip back, maybe even 2, depending on how well they hit in the deck. Push the seamers to bowl right up front on the bat. We've seen what happened with New Zealand when they managed to adjust their length earlier
Small
on.
interjection here. It's a spinning track and you're bowling under the floodlights. Even then, would you go there?
Hence the reason why I said I wouldn't give my seamers 5 apiece from each end probably let them start it off. It is a new ball, it will swing, it will definitely move. And like you said, it's under the pitch, it's under the floodlights. If earlier on the ball was sticking and holding coming up, it's definitely going to have a bit of a lot more effect. If there's dew coming into play, it's going to hold up a lot more. So give the seamers a chance. Let them use the new ball. See how it goes. If it doesn't play in their part, then definitely bring the spinners on to have a go at them.
Absolutely. Dave, let's look at getting you in and understand the top 4 batters. What do they look like? What are their records? And how are they facing today's match?
They look very strong. Devon Conway is in form. If Rachin Ravindra opens, he's in form. Devon Conway has some tremendous record against Bangladesh. He actually has scored lots and lots of runs. If you talk about the recent series as well, he has been very consistent against the fast bowlers of Bangladesh. He's actually scored 146 runs from 3 games. However, his game against spinners, he needs to basically up the ante of scoring. That's where you find the differential between the scoring rate when you compare medium pace versus spin. Coming to the number 3, Will Young seems to be in good form. He made a 70-odd run, I think, in the previous inning, although that was at the back of his World Cup opening campaign where he scored a not. So the top 3 batsmen hold the key. But here's the question, is Tom Latham going to come at number 3? Do they want him to attack, or will Latham actually go back to number 5 and become the solidifier of the lower middle order?
Well, that's for us to see, and only time will tell. Chris, before we wrap up our show, you're bowling the white ball absolutely out there. Would you go and hit the deck, or would you bowl just short of the length? What will be your strategy if you were to go and open the bowling?
You still want to challenge on that front foot and see if this is giving you a bit of movement. That's one thing that I try early on with a new ball. Just make sure that they are coming forward. Yes, the tracks will not favor a lot, but you want to see if there is. You look at a guy like Trent Boult, whether it is a flat wicket, he tries early on to swing that ball. So you try it and pitch it up a little bit more, and that's something I would love to see from Taskin Ahmed. He's got the good bounce, so even if you try and pitch it up there, you will get the bounce, and that's something. And then if it's not doing a lot, you can just pull the length back, and then you can go back to that back of a length.
Well, absolutely. That was an important point. We won't let you go without asking about tomorrow's match. You know, India-Pakistan playing at the biggest cricketing stadium in the world, at the most, the most awaited match of cricket in the ODI history. What is your take? Where's your money and what's your take?
I've always told you, Sunil, that people think I'm very biased, but I always say that I put my money on India in any day, in any time. So,
well,
so I'm still putting it on India, and I see the captain coming through again. I feel like he hasn't done well as much I would want to do against Pakistan, but tomorrow I see him going all guns blazing again. So yeah, that's I'm putting my money on India.
Absolutely. That is our Christopher from Bulawayo, the famous Zimbabwean cricketer who served the Zimbabwean cricket for over a decade, and Tasmin Grenga, who's still playing after 15 years strong, and Dev Tyagi.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.